I wanted to send out short clips of skills that you can practice at home with your kids as well as on yourself. Right now, in current events, calming skills are important and it's often the foundation of what we do in the office. And so I'm going to run through just short, quick clips of both cognitive calming skills as well as behavioral. And we'll go through those pretty quickly, but it would be something that you can review this with yourselves and with your kids, building it into a routine. You may already be doing some of these skills already, and it's a great start to build on. Why do we even need to teach skills? Really, emotion regulation is a learned skill. It's a muscle, and so this is where the practice comes in. Oftentimes we get frustrated, and we also need to recognize that regulating our emotions right now is going to be a little harder, and it's going to feel as if it takes more energy because we're all stressed or a little concerned of what's going on. And so the other thing is life's tough and scary, and as we teach skills, one of the interesting things is that as we learn new skills, we have a sense of mastery or a sense of control, and that reduces fear. And so increasing emotional literacy is also a goal by learning skills. The best time to teach skills are when we are calm, both us as well as kids. We tend to not learn a whole lot when we're angry. We regress back to what we know and what we do. It's oftentimes why, as adults, we might do or say something that we thought we had gotten over or dealt with, and it just kind of comes out again. Building it into a daily routine, maybe starting the day with this routine, with a skill or with deep breathing exercises, doing it before meals, doing it before bedtime. All of that just builds into a routine, and oftentimes routine is very comforting for kids and adults. And again, we learn very little when we're upset. We often revert back to what we are used to, and sometimes that can be really a struggle if that skill no longer works in our environment. Two types that I'm going to look at of calming skills. One is cognitive. So that's that deep breathing. A great resource for this is if you look up actually Sesame Street. If you Google belly breathing, Sesame Street, you're going to come up with a song, Beware It Will Get in Your Head. But sometimes that is a good reminder of how to do deep breathing. Our sympathetic and our parasympathetic systems of our body, or our stress, fight, flight, freeze mode, really cannot work at the same time as our calming system. And so this is where deep breathing can sometimes shift that pendulum. Counting, sometimes this is helpful for kids, other times it's frustrating, and so it doesn't quite have the same effect as deep breathing. Teaching self-talk, and we model this. We can model this sometimes by even just how we talk, or if we struggle with something and a kiddo is around, we can say things like, "Oh my goodness, I'm frustrated. I'm going to take a deep breath and try this again." Those are the sorts of things that we're teaching kids. We don't just magically learn those things. And sometimes it's hard if we do not have the vocabulary yet, which young kids don't always have, to hear adults walk through that and give that step by step. Imagination or imagery. Sometimes kids like to think of a place that is safe, or they could draw it. This would be something to do as a preventative. So saying an art project of where do you feel the most calm? What does it look like? And pull out the markers and the paints if you want, crayons, and have them draw that and identify a place that they can think of that helps them calm. Really, it's not a quick fix. It's simply providing a little bit of a buffer between high intense emotions and choices or behaviors. Behavioral calming, which is actually easier for kids to grasp, those are things like going for a walk, any sort of big muscle movement, drawing, artwork, reading or writing, listening to music, have them dance it out a little bit. Talk with an adult, especially if we can work toward becoming calm. If we're not calm and we want to get into this big discussion, sometimes that's not the best time. And so we might coach kids to talk with an adult when calm. Options are really endless. If you look up just simply calming skills, there are millions of places to find a list or options and ideas to test out. These are really fun to try, and it might be something to do, especially at this time of working through and having your family identify which skills they really liked. So a thumbs up or a thumbs down of I don't like those skills. That provides some knowledge for you as well, so that when your kiddo's having big, intense emotions, you're able to recommend something that they may be interested in. Our goal is to get them to engage in that habit or that behavior to help get that brain back to a learning ready state, a state that they can hear information and that you can mentor a bit. It's always co-regulating. The adult is always trying to help lead toward calm. And for an adult to practice these too, we model that calm, we model skills for kids, and right now they need it more than ever. And so practicing some of these yourself. Another thing I want to touch on is staying connected. While many of us are working remotely, I'm able to check my voicemail. Our office still has phone access, email access, things along those lines. The main number, 503-842-8201. And if you'd like to contact me via email, my email is dustinY@tfcc.org.